Let me tell you something plain and clear. Focus is the key to excellence. You can either seek applause or you can seek greatness, but you can't chase both and expect to win. One will steal your energy, the other will multiply it. One feeds your ego, the other builds your future. And you've got to make that choice early, because the crowd will always be calling, but mastery only whispers. Mastery takes time. It takes energy. It takes deliberate focus. And when your attention is scattered, chasing every distraction, every new thing, every opinion, you dilute your power. A focused person is dangerous. They know where they're going. They know what they're building. They're not trying to keep up with the world. They're too busy getting ahead of it. I have always said, don't just work harder on your job, work harder on yourself. But let's go one step further. Don't just work harder, work deeper. Stop jumping from one thing to another. Stay long enough with one skill, one idea, one mission, until it bends to your will. That's what focus does. It cuts through noise, it sharpens you like a blade, and once you're sharp, once you're precise, you don't need to chase opportunity anymore. Opportunity starts chasing you. And let's talk about sacrifice for a second, because focus demands it. You will have to give things up. You will have to say no to invitations, distractions, and even some good things. Why? Because you're after something better. You're after depth, not hype. You're after results, not approval. The price is high, but the reward is higher. When you commit to mastering something, you separate yourself from 95% of people who dabble, who drift, who delay. And that separation, that's where success begins. So stop asking, how can I get noticed? And start asking, what can I master? Because if you're focused long enough, skill takes over. And skill, true, refined, rare skill is always in demand. Focus doesn't mean you do more, it means you do less, better. It means you go deep. It means you eliminate what doesn't serve the mission. And when you do that, when you pay that price, mastery is the reward. And once you taste mastery, you won't want to go back to anything else. So here's the challenge. Turn down the volume of the world and turn up the volume of your discipline. Choose mastery. Choose depth. And remember, focus is never wasted, it's always invested. Discipline and solitude teaches you something you can't learn in the crowd. It teaches you integrity. It teaches you follow through. When you say, I'll get up early and read, and then you do it without anyone knowing, that's integrity. When you promise yourself to go to the gym, to save that extra dollar, to stay off distractions, and you follow through with no fanfare, that's how trust in yourself is built. And let me tell you, if you can't trust yourself in silence, you'll crumble under pressure in the noise. The spotlight is a test, yes, but the quiet is where you prepare for it. Discipline practiced in solitude also builds mental toughness. When you can endure boredom without escaping, when you can resist temptation without needing applause, you become strong in a way most people never experience. That kind of strength, it's rare. But it's necessary if you want to go far. Because life will not always be exciting. Sometimes success requires doing the same thing, the right thing, over and over again. And that's not glamorous, but it's necessary. And let me give you something practical here. Carve out a time every day to be alone with your priorities. Think, read, plan, work. Turn off the noise, shut the door. Because every moment you practice discipline in private, you earn credibility in public. People will wonder how you're achieving so much. They'll call it talent. They'll call it luck. But the truth, you were just quietly consistent when they were loudly distracted. Discipline is best built when no one sees you. Because when the day comes that everyone does see you, you'll be ready. So let's make this the goal. Don't wait for the crowd. Don't wait for approval. Build yourself in silence so that when success comes, you're not surprised. You're prepared. Let me tell you something important, something that took me years to understand. You don't silence doubters with explanations. You silence them with results. The world's full of noise, opinions, judgments, criticism, And if you're not careful, you'll start living for the approval of people who don't even believe in what you're building. That's a trap. That's a detour from your purpose. You don't owe them your attention. You owe yourself your progress. People will talk. It's what they do. They'll question your dreams. They'll misunderstand your motives. They'll tell you to be more realistic, more careful, more like them. And if you're not grounded, if you haven't built that quiet inner resolve, you'll start adjusting your vision to fit their small view of life. Don't do it. Don't water down your goals just because someone else can't see the value in them. Remember, you weren't given that dream by accident. It was planted in you for a reason. Now, I used to think I had to explain myself. I'd try to convince people. I'd lay out the plan, hoping they'd understand. But you know what I learned? Most people don't need an explanation. They need evidence. They need to see the fruit. And fruit doesn't grow from talking. It grows from action, from planting, from watering, from quietly, consistently doing the work. So I stopped talking. I stopped debating. I stopped trying to make others see what only I was responsible to build. And instead, I went to work. I decided, let the results speak. Because once they see the results, there's nothing left to argue. When the bank account changes, when the business grows, when your life transforms, they can't deny that. They may not like it, but they can't deny it. Success shuts mouths. Now, avoiding the noise doesn't mean you become arrogant or isolate yourself. It means you get selective. You guard your energy. You spend less time explaining and more time executing. It means you stop chasing opinions and start chasing progress. And that shift, that discipline is what separates the few who win from the many who wander. The great ones don't respond with noise. They respond with results. While others are talking, they're planting seeds. While others are arguing, they're building foundations. And one day, when the tree bears fruit, the noise fades, the critics move on, and you realize they were never the point the dream was. So here's the challenge. Build in silence. Let the doubters talk. Let them doubt, but don't let them distract you. Get your head down, do the work, and when the time is right, let your results do all the talking. Because the truth is, nothing silences a doubter faster than undeniable success. Let me give you something to hold on to. Your dreams are sacred. They're not for everybody. They're not up for debate. They're not community property. And they certainly aren't meant to be passed around like party flyers, hoping for someone's nod of approval. You've got to guard them, protect them, not out of fear, but out of respect for the gift they are and the responsibility they bring. When I first got the idea that I could change my life, really change it, I was excited, inspired, fired up. And like most people, I made the mistake of sharing that fire with folks who only knew how to throw water. I wanted them to see what I saw. I wanted them to catch the vision, feel the spark. But instead, I got blank stares, sarcasm, even discouragement. And that's when I learned a valuable lesson. Not everyone is qualified to hear your dream. It's not that people are bad. It's that people operate from their own level of belief. And if their belief is low, they'll try to pull yours down to match it. They don't do it on purpose. It's just their programming. If they've never seen big success, they'll doubt yours. If they've never chased a dream, they'll mock yours. That's not a reflection of your dream. It's a reflection of their limit. So here's what I learned to do. I stopped handing out my dreams like samples at the mall. I stopped inviting everyone into my vision. Instead, I started treating my dream like something sacred. I built a vault around it. I got selective. And if I did share it, it was with people who were going where I was going, people with vision, hunger, and belief. Not small minds with loud opinions. See, your dream is like a seed, and a seed doesn't grow in any soil. It needs the right environment. If you plant it in cynicism, it dies. If you plant it in doubt, it withers. But if you plant it in faith, discipline, and guarded focus, it thrives. So be careful who you let near your garden. You got to protect your dream from the subtle voices of mediocrity, from the "you're dreaming too big" crowd. Because if you listen long enough, those voices start sounding like truth. And before you know it, you've trimmed your dream to fit their fear. Don't let that happen. Now, guarding your dream doesn't mean you isolate yourself. It means you become wise with your energy. It means you stop looking for permission and start walking in purpose. It means you understand that not everyone deserves access to your vision because not everyone has the capacity to see it. So build quietly, share selectively, and protect what matters. Because your dream, if nurtured properly, has the power to not only change your life, but the lives of thousands. But only if you guard it well. Remember, some dreams don't die from failure, they die from exposure to the wrong people. So guard yours. Build it, and let the results speak. Let me tell you something I learned early on. Growth doesn't happen in the crowd, it happens in the quiet. Not in the applause, but in the absence of it. Not when everyone's watching, but when no one even knows your name. That's where the seeds of greatness are planted, in silence, in solitude, in sacrifice. You walk into the gym at 5 a.m. and it's empty, not because it's the wrong time, but because most folks aren't willing to pay that kind of price. They want the results, sure. They want the spotlight, the title, the freedom. But they don't want the hours. They don't want the discipline. They want success to show up, but they don't want to show up for success. But if you want to grow, you've got to go where most won't and stay long enough to become who most can't. The library? Empty. The office before sunrise? Silent. The studio when the world is still asleep? That's where the serious ones live. And that's the point. If you keep looking for growth in the places filled with applause, you'll find noise, not progress. Applause is nice, but it's temporary. Growth is uncomfortable, unglamorous, and absolutely necessary. Most people wait for recognition before they do the work. But the real achievers, they do the work before anyone even knows their name. They understand that growth requires isolation. The athlete who runs in the dark, the writer who types before the city wakes, the entrepreneur who builds while their peers are partying. That's the soil where success takes root. And let me say this, you must learn to be okay without the cheerleaders. Because in the beginning, you won't have any. People won't clap for your early mornings. They won't applaud your discipline. They won't understand your commitment. And that's okay. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for what it's making of you. The early hours, the long nights, the lonely work sessions, they're shaping your resilience. They're strengthening your character. They're separating you from the crowd. You see, growth in isolation gives you the kind of strength applause never will. The crowd gives you noise. The quiet gives you power. And here's what I know. If you can fall in love with the work when no one's watching, you'll be ready for the stage when they are. But if you only show up when it's glamorous, you'll fold the moment it gets hard. So don't chase applause, chase growth. Chase the version of yourself that gets forged in the furnace of discipline alone, uncelebrated and unseen. Growth doesn't need a stage, it needs a schedule, it needs commitment, it needs consistency when the world is quiet. And when you've done enough work in the shadows, life has a funny way of bringing you into the light. So remember this, the path to mastery is paved in silence. The applause comes later. But the growth, that happens now. While it's dark, while it's quiet, while it's just you and the dream. And that, my friend, is exactly how you rise. See, the world has a way of distracting you. If it can't tear you down with negativity, it will tempt you with applause. But both can be traps if you're not careful. Praise can make you complacent. Criticism can make you doubtful. And neither one should have power over your direction. That's why you've got to anchor yourself in humility. It's the ability to stay small in your spirit, even when your success starts getting big. It's knowing who you are without needing to announce it. It's letting your results speak instead of your mouth. You don't need to explain your journey to people who haven't earned a seat at your table. You don't need to broadcast every win. You just need to keep building quietly, consistently. And when the time comes, your progress will be undeniable. The same people who question your silence will be silenced by your results. You've got to understand this. Humility doesn't mean thinking less of yourself. It means thinking of yourself less. It means not letting ego get in the way of growth. You keep learning even when you start winning. You stay curious even when you start getting recognition. That's how you keep climbing. And when the critics come, and they will, don't engage in the noise. Don't swing back with your words. Swing back with your work. Let your success be the message. Let your consistency be the answer. Let your progress do the talking. Because a person focused on growth doesn't have time to prove anything to anyone. Let me tell you something that'll free you up and fire you up. Your energy is sacred. Don't waste it explaining yourself. You don't need to hold meetings with people who don't believe in you. You don't owe anyone an explanation before chasing something extraordinary. You don't owe anyone an explanation for wanting more, doing more, becoming more. Your dream is your responsibility, not their business. Here's the truth. Every minute you spend justifying your dream to someone who doesn't get it is a minute stolen from actually building it. And trust me, the critics are endless. The doubters will always be there. Some of them are your friends. Some might even be your family. But they don't have your vision. They weren't given your dream. It wasn't whispered to them in the quiet hours. It was given to you. So what do? You stop explaining and start executing. You stop convincing and start constructing. See, the more you explain yourself, the more you hand your power over to someone who can't even see your direction. And before long, you're worn out, not because of the work, but because of the weight of trying to be understood. Let me make this clear. The people who need to be impressed, your words aren't the ones who will walk with you through your journey. The ones who matter will see your character and your consistency. They'll see your vision and your results, not your explanations. You see, energy is like capital. You only have so much of it in a day, and every bit of it counts. Spend it wisely. Spend it on the plans. Spend it on the skill building. Spend it on the small daily disciplines that lead to big dreams fulfilled. Because at the end of the day, it's not what you told them, it's what you built while they were talking. Don't let your energy get tied up in arguments. Don't let your fire be drained by needing everyone to get it. You're not building a consensus. You're building a life. And if it takes a little silence, a little isolation, a little loneliness, so be it. Build in silence. Let your work echo louder than your words ever could. You see, success isn't loud, but it's undeniable. It doesn't ask for applause. It commands attention by existing. You don't have to shout your way into greatness. You just have to stay the course, focus your energy, and get the work done. So protect that energy like a treasure. Shield it from the naysayers. Guard it from small talk. Defend it from distraction. Use it wisely. Use it intentionally. You are the steward of your time, your focus, your energy, and no one else has the right to waste it. The day you stop explaining yourself is the day you start accelerating your journey. So go ahead, build quietly, and when they finally ask how you did it, just smile, because by then the results will say everything that ever needed to be said. Success requires you to outgrow your old identity, and that's a truth many never want to face. The road to greatness demands that you become someone different. Not just someone smarter or more skilled, but someone completely transformed. It's a journey of shedding the old skin, leaving behind the old thoughts, and stepping into a new version of yourself. But that doesn't come without sacrifice. The journey to success is, in many ways, a series of silent funerals. Every time you let go of a former version of yourself, you make space for the new, the better, and the greater version that is waiting to emerge. This is one of the hardest lessons you'll face on the path to success. You have to outgrow who you were. And the hardest part of that is the mourning. You'll want to hold on to the comfort of the old you. The old habits, the old mindsets, the old ways of doing things. It feels safe, it feels familiar. But here's the thing. If you want to reach heights you've never reached before, you have to let go of the person you've always been. You have to leave behind the limitations, the excuses, and the doubts that have held you back. This process of outgrowing yourself is not about regret. Don't mourn the past version of yourself. Don't waste energy on the person you were before. You can't drag the old you into the future. The past is gone, and clinging to it only slows down your progress. Instead, bury the old version. Put it to rest, not with sorrow, but with celebration for what it taught you and the lessons it provided. You can't move forward with a backward glance, and that's where the growth happens. In the moment you release the old and step into the new. As you shed the weight of past failures, old insecurities, and limiting beliefs, you make room for the new mindset, the new discipline, the new attitude that will carry you to your success. Let's face it, it's uncomfortable. Growth doesn't come without discomfort. Every time you break free from a limiting belief or a habit that has been holding you back, it feels like losing a piece of yourself. But remember this, you're not losing, you're evolving. You're becoming the person who is capable of achieving the things you've always dreamed of. That old identity? It's a weight that you can't afford to carry into the future. There are going to be moments when you're tempted to go back, to fall into old patterns. There will be moments when the discomfort of change feels unbearable. But in those moments, remind yourself of one simple truth. Success requires growth, and growth requires you to let go, to rise. As you let go of who you were, you make room for who you're becoming. You make space for the success, the wealth, the fulfillment that's just waiting for you. Every new step you take, every decision you make, every action you take that aligns with the person you're becoming, these are the things that will make the past irrelevant. So don't mourn the past version of yourself. Bury it with honor for what it taught you. Then rise and embrace the new you, the person who is destined for greatness, the person who will change the world because they had the courage to leave the old behind. You are on a journey, and as you outgrow your old identity, you will become someone who attracts the success that once seemed out of reach. Step into the new you and don't look back. The world is waiting for the person you're becoming. The path to success requires a level of focus that most people are simply not willing to cultivate. It's easy to get sidetracked by the noise, the opinions, the gossip, the distractions. But if you want to truly build something meaningful, you must keep your head down and your vision high. When you're focused on your vision, the world around you begins to fade away. The opinions of others, their criticisms, and their doubts no longer matter. All that matters is your mission and the steps you need to take to make it a reality. The greatest achievers in history didn't get to where they are by listening to the critics or worrying about how they were perceived. They got there by keeping their eyes on the prize and their efforts firmly planted on the work that would get them there. You see, distractions are costly. Every moment you spend entertaining negativity, gossip, or anything that doesn't contribute to your goal is a moment you've stolen from your progress. And here's the truth. Time is your most precious resource. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. The world will always have something to say about what you're doing. They'll always have opinions on how you should live your life. But you have to make a choice. Do you want to live based on the world's opinions or on your own vision? Most people let the world distract them. They get caught up in the noise, the drama, the petty concerns that don't matter. They worry about what others think of them or whether they're being judged. But that's not the mindset of a successful person. A successful person understands the value of silence. They keep their heads down, working relentlessly on their craft, and let their results speak for themselves. You don't have to explain your journey to anyone. Let the world speculate while you build. Your focus should be on the work you're doing, not on the chatter that surrounds it. Focus on making progress every single day, on taking one step at a time towards your vision. The world will try to distract you with their opinions and their doubts, but you can't afford to listen. If you listen to the world, you'll never have the chance to show them your success. Building something significant takes time, it takes discipline, and it takes a level of mental toughness that's rare in today's world. People will question you. They'll tell you that your dreams are too big, that your goals are too far out of reach, but you cannot allow their doubts to become your doubts. Focus is your superpower. The more you focus on your vision, the more you align your actions with your goal, the more likely it is that you'll achieve it. Every day that you focus on what matters, on your mission, on your work, you get one step closer to your dream. As you continue to work quietly, as you build without seeking attention or approval, you will realize that success is a result of sustained effort. not fleeting distractions. Let your vision guide you and keep your eyes firmly on the goal. Every moment of focus will bring you closer to that reality. Don't let the world's noise cloud your purpose. Keep your head down, your vision high, and continue building. Success will come, not because you sought the applause, but because you were too focused on your vision to hear the noise. The journey to success starts with you. It starts with the realization that no one is coming to build your dream for you. No one is going to do the work, fight the battles, or make the sacrifices on your behalf. The dream is yours, and the drive must come from within you. No matter how much help you might receive along the way, the ultimate responsibility to make your dream a reality lies solely on your shoulders. There's an undeniable truth that many people overlook. Dreams are not built in the comfort zone. Dreams are not built by waiting for someone else to make things happen for you. They are forged in the fires of discipline, sacrifice, and personal commitment. It's in the quiet, often solitary moments when no one is watching that your dream takes shape. It's when you show up day after day, regardless of the applause or the recognition, that your vision starts to manifest. When you take responsibility for your dream, you step into your true power. You begin to understand that no external force, no matter how influential, can drive your success the way you can. You are the architect of your future. You are the one who must nurture that dream into reality. The process will require sacrifice, but it will also bring growth. And in those moments of solitude, when the work is hard and the world is silent, that is when your commitment will be tested. This is when you separate yourself from the crowd. Every successful person will tell you there's no shortcut. There's no magical formula where someone else can take the reins for you. If you want your dream to become a reality, you have to get up and do the work. You must put in the hours, face the challenges, and continue to move forward even when the world doesn't see the effort you're putting in. This is the beauty of the quiet spaces. No one sees the late nights, the sacrifices, the decisions that keep you on track, but that's when you build the foundation for your success. So stop outsourcing the drive. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions. Start now with what you have and build as you go. If you wait for someone else to light the fire within you, you may wait forever. The truth is, the fire is already within you. It's just waiting for you to take action and fuel it. Your dream will only become reality when you take ownership of the process and you commit to working tirelessly to make it happen. No one can care about your dream the way you do. It's your vision, your purpose, and your responsibility. When you stop waiting for someone else to carry the weight for you, you embrace your full potential. You realize that success is not given, it's earned through the small, consistent actions that build over time. The dream is yours, and the drive must come from within you. You must show up every day with the understanding that this is your calling. Your success is in your hands, and every decision you make shapes the path toward it. Don't wait for someone else to light the way. You are the one who holds the torch. Keep it burning with discipline, sacrifice, and an unwavering belief in your ability to make your dreams a reality.